All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to continue along with comparing each positional group, fact-checking where I put them and seeing where they really land. And a lot of Bears fans may not be happy with this video, so if you don't want to hear it, tune out now. No, just kidding. You're going to enjoy it because I do have reason for it. But let's get down to dabears and where we're at with the linebacker core. And really, every team in the division improved in this area. The Bears stayed the same, but it was already one of the most elite. PFF has us ranked as the third best linebacker group, and they have the Vikings ranked as the 10th best linebacker group. Blake Cashman, obviously the new addition to the Vikings, coming off a career year. Can he keep it up? That's the one reason why you're going to see that the Vikings are going to be rated higher on mine and lower on other places, because other places are taking more than the last year's average. I'm taking strictly off this last year, how teams did, how these players performed, how they stack up, and how they should be. And you can see right there, the parentheses there on those players are where they ranked in PFF's ranking last year. So as they were graded out, this is where they ended up being ranked. And TJ Edwards was number 11, Jack Sanborn number 39. Tremaine Edmonds had a rough year. He played through some injuries. He had some excuses, and they're valid excuses. And I think everybody's really anxious to see if he can play better this year, especially with his coverage. His pass coverage, he was a liability. Over the middle of the field, teams were getting away with a lot. I know we hate to point out the negatives, but it's just the reality. He didn't live up to his massive contract that he signed. The Bears do have an out next year if he continues not to live up to that contract. They have a way to be able to get out from that. Now, I'm just stating the obvious of the situation. I think everybody wants him to pull through and play a little bit better. He didn't play terrible, but he was league average, if not a little lower than league average, if we're being honest about the situation. So next year, you can see dead cap on the right side of the screen, 57 million left, and 13 million. Actually, there'd be more than 57, but 13 million dead cap after next year. But really, after 2025, if he's not panning out, we can get out of that last year of the contract with only 2.437 million in dead cap. And for a contract that was as big as his was, I mean, that's really heaven sent for us to be able to get out of it. That's not the way it is. But I put the grumpy face for him on there because he's going to prove everyone wrong. He's going to be healthy. He's going to come back. He's going to play extremely well, and he's going to be the middle linebacker that we thought we were signing up for. He's going to be that guy. So we're going to be happy that we have him as a Bear. For real briefly, for those who don't know, I'm going each position by position. I'll link in the description if you want to look at the ones we've previously done already. We started with the defensive ends, and we've gone to the wide receivers. Now we're doing linebackers today. I'm going to do each position as we have about 8 days left until rookies report to minicamp. Today, the linebackers. Part of the reason the Vikings grade so well is because they run a 3-4. Every other team runs a 4-3 in this system. So you'll see they only have 2 linebackers there, even though it's a 3-4. The other 2 got graded on the edge position, and they did not grade well. So really, if we combine their linebackers, their outside linebackers, with their true linebackers, then their grade would be a little bit less. But Ivan Pace Jr. and then getting Blake Cashman as a free agent, signing him, they have the best duo of pure linebackers almost in the league right now. I mean, I'm up there, top 5 for sure. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna grade it out. Just keep that in mind as we go through this. That really, the Bears have 3 pure linebackers, and obviously Jack Sanborn rotates in when we don't need a nickel. When Kyler Gordon's not in there, different schemes, different sets. Jack Sanborn and Kyler Gordon will rotate in on different plays. But this is really where everything stands. Let's get into their numbers from last year, and let's get into how these guys grade out against each other. So first of all, the basis for it, I'm going to do their tackling, their PFF grade for tackling. To me, that's one of the most important things for a linebacker is how well they tackle. Number 2, coverage, because you're pure linebackers. You guys off the line, not looking at being the edge rusher, how well they cover the middle of the field, how well they lock down the quarterback from getting the ball out. And then there's going to be their run defense and their pass rush ability. So pass rush is graded a little bit less on this, but that all goes into it. And this is out of 90 qualified linebackers, at least 200 snaps is what I put for the basis for this. And last year, here were the teams. TJ Edwards led the Bears, 1,042 snaps. Tremaine Edmonds, 876 snaps. Jack Sanborn, 412 snaps. As we said, he rotates in, so he doesn't get in as many plays. But when he does come in, he played very, very well. We'll move this Edwards. Move this out of the way real quick. So you can see that. We've got TJ Edwards across the board, very balanced. 71.8 tackling, 75.4 coverage, 76.5 run defense grade, 74.5 pass rush grade. So very balanced. And you can see Tremaine Edmonds, what we're talking about is he struggled a little bit this last year, 58.3 in a coverage grade. And he's a middle linebacker. He's the center of the crux there. So that's his job, is to be the coverage guy. Pass rush really isn't his job. So the far right, that 42.5, that doesn't bother me as much because his job isn't to be the sack artist, but his run defense was down, his coverage was down, so he had a down year. Now I'm all in on Tremaine Edmonds coming back and having a huge year, showing that 2022 wasn't a fluke year, that it was a career year, and then 2024 is going to be a new career year. I really believe that. The Vikings had Jordan Hicks. He's no longer with the team. You see the asterisk means they're no longer there. And the Packers as well, Devondre Campbell, no longer with the team. They have a rookie that's replaced him. You'll see that in a second. Is that a good thing? I don't know, because Devondre Campbell had a pretty good year, but he left in free agency. So to me, Quay Walker, very solid linebacker, at least to build around a little bit. But the other two are huge question marks. So that's one of the biggest weaknesses for the Packers, one that I hope the Bears and other teams in the NFC North expose. For the Lions, Alex Anzalone, to me, a little bit of a dirty player, but decent, graded out. His tackling was bad, but everything else is very consistent for him. He has good coverage grade as well. Jack Campbell did not pan out as a rookie. I think they have high hopes for him still coming around, but did not have a good year for him. So where did they grade out this last year? Vikings 1, Bears 2, Lions 3, Packers 4. So this shows I kind of homered a little bit. Well, let's look at how we go into this next year, the changes that happen. Nothing for the Bears, no changes, same 3 players. With the Vikings, they added Blake Cashman, and he had a career year, a solid player. I really think he's going to do well for them. Who knows how it's going to pan out until you get into the games, but solid addition. And then Edgerrin Cooper, rookie for the Packers. Those are really the only 2 changes. So this is a consistent spot across the board for the league. Well, with those changes, where does it rank us? Well, we're still ranked number 2. We're still second in the division behind. But again, if you take the outside linebacker position, that's more of an edge rusher position for the Vikings, that's going to bring them down. And I really think the Bears, as an overall group, have the best linebacker core. But the Vikings, if you're looking at your pure linebackers, your coverage linebackers, because of Tremaine Edmonds last year, are a little bit down. They're a little bit lower graded. Now, I have full confidence and faith in Tremaine Edmonds. Once again, I'm going to reiterate that. I just want to make these videos unbiased off of last year. And one thing PFF does, PFN, they take it off of multiple years, and they're kind of giving their grades off of multiple years. I'm going off recency. I'm going off this last year. And that's how I'm making my grades. So right now, the Vikings have the best core duo of Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr. And the Bears, TJ Edwards, I think, is the best linebacker, even better than Blake Cashman. Even though Blake Cashman graded out better last year, slightly better, I really think TJ Edwards is a better linebacker. And I think most would agree with that too. PFF only means so much. It only goes so far for those things. But Blake Cashman, very good. TJ Edwards, I think, the number 1 linebacker in the division. We got a steal for him. He's absolutely a stud. Let me know what you guys think. Next one we'll be doing is running backs tomorrow. Until then, claws up, bear down, and da bears.